Hello, YouTube? Yeah, it's Chris from Taste Take. I just want to make sure you guys received the video I did for my review on American Fiction. I'm sorry, what? You said, can I make it blacker? Yo, what up, bitches? You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Taste Takes, you heard? Right now, you about to get into one of them, you know what I'm saying, movies, reviews, and whatever. I'm gonna let y'all know right now if that shit is crack or if that shit is whack. Yeah, hey, YouTube. I just want to make sure you're okay with the new video. It's perfect. All right, welcome to Taste Take. If you're new here, today we're doing a spoiler-free breakdown of the new movie, American Fiction. If that's something you're into, hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular taste takers, let's see if the hype is real or not. Get it? Real or not? Fact or fiction? Never mind. Okay, quick background here. American Fiction is a new movie written and directed by Cord Jefferson. This is my man's directorial debut. He started his career as a journalist working for publications like Gawker. Then he wanted to move into entertainment, so he started writing on shows like The Nightly Show with Larry Wilmore on Comedy Central, Master of None on Netflix, you know that's my show, The Good Place on NBC, a lot of people say that should be my show, and of course, Succession, Station 11, and Watchmen on HBO, where he even got an Emmy for outstanding writing. Now we got American Fiction, which is based on the 2001 book Erasure, written by the award-winning novelist Percival Everett. I didn't read the book, but from what I understand, the movie has a much lighter tone to it. Just in case you're comparing notes, I also have a link to the book in the description here in case you want to check it out. And no, I'm not getting paid for that. I'm just bringing y'all the content. Cord read Erasure back in 2020, and as soon as he started reading it, he knew he wanted to make it into a movie. And he knew that he wanted Jeffrey Wright to play the lead role. And so it was. Jeffrey Wright signed on to the project, and the rest of the cast followed. Because then we got other huge names like Tracee Ellis Ross, Issa Rae, Sterling K. Brown, Erica Alexander, John Ortiz, Adam Brody, and Harlem's own Leslie Uggams. Now let's talk release, because I first saw American Fiction back in September when I was covering the Toronto International Film Festival. Now, it's a big deal to get your film selected into the film festival, especially as your first movie. But not only did it get selected into the festival, but it took home the coveted People's Choice Award. This is huge for a first-time director. All right, real quick, let me just break down some of the other movies that won that award. The Fabelmans, I didn't even like that movie, but it's freaking Steven Spielberg. Belfast, Jojo Rabbit, Green Book, La La Land, 12 Years a Slave, Precious. All right, you get it. These are big-name movies, most of them with big-name directors, and more than a couple of them went on to win the Academy Award for Best Picture. Then here comes Cord Jefferson and American Fiction, just letting everybody know they're in the building. Because not only did it win the People's Choice Award at TIFF, but it's already won over a dozen other film festival awards. And as of last week, got nominated for Best Picture in a musical or a comedy for the freaking Golden Globes. So what's all the hype about? All right, plot time. American Fiction centers around a professor named Thelonious Monk Ellison. He's also a novelist. Quick little fun fact here, his name actually pays homage to two Black American icons, the author, Ralph Ellison, and the jazz pianist slash composer, Thelonious Monk. It's free history lessons when you come to Taste Take. Anyway, my man Monk is in a writing slump. No one wants to buy his latest book because all of these basically white publishing companies are like, can you make your stuff a little blacker?
Monk, your books are good, but they're not popular. Editors, they want a black book.
They have a black book. I'm black, and it's my book.
You know what I mean.
Monk's like, this is ridiculous. So he decides to troll the whole book industry by writing the most ignorant book he can come up with under a fake name. It's got deadbeat dads, cops killing black kids, Kool-Aid, all the hits. I actually don't think it has Kool-Aid in it. I might be part of the problem. Anyway, he thinks he's gonna prove to everyone that no one wants to read junk like that. But of course, these white people eat it up and they want to buy it.
We sold your book. No.
We believe Mr. Lee has written a bestseller.
It's a joke. The most lucrative joke you've ever told.
Okay, Fun fact number 2. In the movie, when Monk writes this troll book and submits it as a joke, he tells these white publishers that he wants the title of the book to be Fuck. So naturally, when the director, Cord Jefferson, was thinking of the title of this movie, he named it Fuck. Then I guess he came to his senses, because what could possibly go wrong if people decided to Google the Fuck movie? American Fiction it is. So what happens when a struggling writer has to grapple with the fact that people only seem to be interested in what he thought was the trashiest of trash books, all while navigating some very complicated family dynamics? And now we got a movie. So what's my take? This is one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. Like I said, I first saw this movie covering TIFF back in September, and as many good movies as there are at that festival, American Fiction still got my vote for People's Choice. So basically, you're welcome. I had never heard of the book that it was based on, but it's still a tale as old as time. This is really one of my favorite types of movie, covering a serious topic while still making it funny. And this is not a comedy, but there's a lot of comedy in it. There's a lot to love about this movie, and it starts with the cast. Jeffrey Wright is a legend. He's an icon. But I don't think he's done a role like this, and he's here killing it and showing his range, which is not usually comedic.
Now, is Stag a pseudonym?
Yeah.
Mr. Lee can't use his real name.
Is this based on your actual life?
Yeah, you think some bitch-ass college boy can come up with that shit?
No, I don't.
He's basically playing two authors, like his real self and then whoever wrote Fuck, at the same time working through a strained family relationship while navigating a new love interest. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention his love interest, played by the legendary Erica Alexander. Now, if you don't know her from her award-winning work on shows like Living Single, you're too damn young to be watching R-rated movies anyway. Of course, she plays
Maxine Shaw, attorney at law.
Now, of course, she's done a lot of projects since Living Single. She basically never stops working. But it's just nice to see her recognized in a role like this, in a movie like this, with a supporting cast like this. Then you got Sterling K. Brown, who looks like he's training to be the next Black Panther. The real ones know him as Randall from This Is Us. And Tracee Ellis Ross, who the real ones know because she's a real one. They played Monk's kind of estranged siblings. Sterling plays his brother Cliff, and it's one of the most interesting brother relationships I've seen in a movie in a long time, because a lot of times when there's like beef between the siblings, it's just tension, fighting. But in real life, like, you might be ready to fight your sibling, but also be ready to share the last piece of chicken at dinner because you're siblings. It's nuanced.
Pressure's a school word.
Anyway, I think people will really like Cliff. He's already been nominated for an Independent Spirit Award for Best Supporting Actor, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was more to come. Then we got Tracee Ellis Ross playing his sister Lisa. Now, Lisa gets a lot less screen time than Cliff, but if I had some sort of like AI thing to crunch the numbers, it would be hard to find someone that shines brighter in less time. And honestly, it's not even that she's shining, but it's just the most like subtle fire performance. I don't think anyone has seen Tracee Ellis Ross in something they didn't like, so just add one more to the freaking list. Again, we know that Monk doesn't have the best relationship with his siblings, but when he comes around, Lisa doesn't all the way give him a hard time for his absence. They just talk and catch up and joke like real siblings do. Like, yeah, we might have some serious stuff to talk about, but I'm not wasting these jokes, so you gonna hear them. As someone with a little sister, I just found this relationship to be super realistic. I mean, we really don't be fighting like that anymore. We used to. But that's only because she's annoying. You ever have someone just be annoying, get on your nerves, but then like you realize you need someone to play video games with, so you gotta call for a ceasefire? Then a few days later, she snitches on you because you took the car, but you ain't had no license? Wait a minute. What was I talking about? Anyway, then there's Issa Rae, and she plays another author named Santara Golden. Again, Monk is upset that all these publishers want blacker books, and he discovers that Santara has written this book called Weeze Lives in the Ghetto, and that shit is flying off the shelves. Now, even though I basically love everything about Issa Rae, I haven't been the biggest fans of the roles she's played on the big screen. This is easily my favorite to date. And of course, you know we sucker free and spoiler free over here at Tate's Take, so I'm not going to get into the particulars here, but the moment that Issa's character and Jeffrey Wright's characters finally have that one-on-one discussion is one of the best scenes of the year, of all time. It's just like a good discussion. I'm gonna leave it at that. Also, let me just shout out Raymond Anthony Thomas, who plays Maynard, and Myra Lucretia Taylor, who plays Lorraine. Just try not to fall in love with them. I'm gonna just leave it at that, but just try. This is just an all-around good movie that brings up a common issue that many black creatives have to go through. And Cord Jefferson himself talks about what we see in the movie is stuff that he's personally gone through in his real life. There's like one story that he shares. This is back when he was a journalist, so I guess he was writing some piece, I don't even know what it was about. He sends it in, and I guess the editor or publisher or whatever sent it back with some notes. And he's like, cool, love it, bro, but is it possible that you can make it a little blacker?
What do you mean by that?
And Cord responds to the dude. He's like, look, I have no problem making some edits if you would agree to sit down with me face to face and explain what it means to be blacker. Safe to say that was the last note he got about that. So it was stories like that, plus the fact that his team or boss or whoever would be like, hey, Cord, you want to write about this racist thing that happened? Hey, Cord, you want to talk about this racist thing that someone said about Obama? So Cord's like, okay, no, I don't only want to do that. So he decides he wants to go to Hollywood and start working on TV and movies. Of course, he's thinking, oh yeah, if you're in Hollywood, you can make stories about black people that do anything, like that just are doctors and lawyers, or can go to the moon, or are superheroes. But when he got there, he explains that he found some of those same challenges where people were like, hey, you want to write about this slave story? You want to write about this gangster story? You want to write about this crooked cop story? So I guess it just followed him. Because I will say, though, when I first watched this movie, I left thinking, what year was this movie made in? And it's not like in 2023 we've solved all race issues, but I was just like, would white people really fall for something like this? It felt very Boondocks Garden Party.
And all I'm saying is, Ronald Reagan was the devil.
You are such an articulate young man.
Then when I found out that the book was written in 2001, I was like, okay, this makes way more sense. And of course, I know this is a movie and it's satire at that, but when you listen to Cord talk about his experience in the business, you can see that these things are still happening. I'm sure there's many actors out there and writers and directors that have been told to make their content a little bit more black. So even though we've made progress, this message is still timely. I'm gonna give American Fiction 5 stars. Satirical movies like this are my kind of movies. Think like Climate Change and Don't Look Up. Think politics in Irresistible. Cord talks about one of the biggest influences on him making this movie was watching Robert Townsend in Hollywood Shuffle. And if you haven't seen that movie, you can check it out and see a lot of the similarities between what they're talking about back then and what Cord's talking about with American Fiction. I guess the point he's trying to make is that yes, topics like race are very serious, but we don't always have to talk so seriously about them. And just maybe there's a crowd out there that would digest it a little better that way. Is this my favorite movie of the year? I guess you're just gonna have to wait for my annual top 10 list. I just really hope that people go out there and check this movie out and don't wait for it to win a whole bunch of awards. Hopefully. It's definitely one of those movies where I was trying to watch the movie and at the same time watch the white people who were watching the movie and they were laughing a lot. But what were they laughing at? What were they thinking? All right, enough. Go watch American Fiction. It's a movie deserving of your time. It's getting a very limited release starting on December 15th, and then it's going to expand to more theaters on December 22nd. As always, thanks for checking out Tate's Take. If you enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. In the comments, let me know if you plan on checking this movie out. And if you already checked it out, what do you think? Who's your favorite character? What was your favorite part? Did you like this movie as much as I like this movie? All right. That's enough. Thanks for the time, y'all. Peace.